It's your boy Gary Jr. coming to you live on my boy DJ Riz of KZSC, Santa Cruz. Hey, that was perfect. You gotta fade me out immediately.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Riz, aka RSD, representing the great 88 KZSC Santa Cruz. Right now, we're at Nexus Recording Studio in Oakland, California, with the one and only from North Vallejo, Gary Jr.
I think we're live. Let's see. If I hurt your feelings, I really didn't mean to. You so transparent, yeah, I can see through. Like an open book, that's how I read you. But I don't need you, cause I'm back in my bag. Never switched up for the ones down now. I'm gonna uplift us with a hook like Kareem, a dream like King.
How you doing today, man?
Man, I'm good. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me here.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
All right, so I see, I pulled up here, you're recording with your cousin. Can you tell us what you're working on here in the studio?
Right now, we working on... I got like a couple projects that I've been working on. One is like about my dad. It's a few tracks just about my dad that we finishing up. Well, we pretty much finished with that. And then I got like this stream of remixes that I'm just about to start flooding the market with. You know what I'm saying? Just to get some shit woke up. You feel me? Just get everybody activated. And then after that, you know what I'm saying? I just got like a whole lot of stuff that I've been working on for like the past couple years. So I'm just trying to, get a hold to exactly what I want to put out. Then once I get that out, then we're just gonna go from there. Just make it play by play.
Watch out for the slappers, y'all. I was listening in here. Real heat coming soon. You just dropped the 6-track EP, Watch Out for Pedestrians, co-produced by yourself and X Slaps. Can you talk about that project?
Man, that project, the whole bass how I got started, really X came through. He had a couple beats and I'm just like, yep, we gotta rock with this energy. He had like a new energy that I never felt, so we just rock with it. His sound kind of basically structured the whole project, and I just wanted it to be like a playlist that you could just play like on your way to work, or if you just gotta go somewhere real quick, just run that through real quick, just get you turned up, or what I'm saying, however you want to feel about it, and then just go about your day. It's not too like deep, too, what I'm saying, layered. It's just kind of like right there on the surface, just something they can eat up real quick. 2
questions, so hear me out. So first question is, how many tapes do you have out now? And secondly, I know some of your tapes were, I think, either given certain titles or released on specific dates, as I've seen a couple interviews. Can you talk about the differences of each tape for those who haven't heard about it? So first question, how many tapes do you have out now? And the second, talk about those tapes.
Out now, honestly, I got that one tape, but I've done with conditioning, tryouts, practice, gym rats, smooth transaction. That is out somewhere. I just can't find it.
That's the first time I heard about you. That was nice.
Yeah, that was with DP, the 3-song. Oh, Varsity Collection, Genocide with my boy Toda, actually. That's the smooth transaction. That's 6, and Watch Out for Pedestrians. That's 7. So 7 projects.
What have you learned from each and every tape? Did you grow as a person? Did you, take this into account, etc.? Did you record at different studios? Did you invest in certain things?
Man, through each tape, I learned you got to really be self-disciplined in doing this, and you got to really be dedicated. I just grew, like you said, I grew as a person. Certain things happen, just go through life. And I just grew from it, and then I just kind of learned. I got a better ear as far as music wise. I don't know, I took breaks just to learn how to make beats, just to learn how to get my voice sounding right, just little stuff like that. So overall, it just helped me grow as an artist and as a man.
Mm-hmm. You have a bunch of tapes out. What made you start, and why did you want to make music coming out of high school?
Well, in high school, he made a couple songs that, it just kind of caught, and then people were just saying hey, you should really try and do this. So I'm kind of dibble-dabble with it, and then I put a project together that was oh yeah, this clean. So I'm all right, well, let me start collabing, let me reach out, and then I just became involved in it, and it just kind of naturally happened over time, and I'm just kind of glad I got into it.
You have a bigger variety of music right now after doing all these tapes and making music, etc. What genre did you listen to as a kid, and who did you look up to? Did you have certain influences that influence your work today?
What I listened to as a kid, all the stuff that my big cousins, big sisters used to listen to, Fabulous, Jadakiss. DMX was by far my favorite. When I was growing up, I just remember DMX. He had the videos, he had the pits in the videos. I'm oh yeah, he crazy. I kind of listened to Jay-Z, but at that time it was over my head. I'm just now getting around, catching up to all that. Yeah, just the whole Rough Riders, Diplomats, I don't know, just all that type of stuff. And then as I got older, I learned Bob Marley, and it just man, it's just so much that you could do with music. So I was just like, well, let me get my version out to the world that I want to portray, or what I want to put out.
So how long does it take to make, write, and produce your music? I see and hear you and your cousin, you're putting in work like this, making sure everything's clean cut and correct. How long does that process take?
About writing, like a solid, I really come up with the hook first. That used to take like 10, 15, and then like 15 to actually write a verse or two or whatever, 15 to 30 minutes. And then by then, after that, we record. It probably only take half hour, if that, maybe 20 minutes to record, get it done. And then the mix and mastering could take weeks. You feel me? It just depends on what we looking for, what's the plan of the song. Is it for this over here where it's deep, more layered, or is it for this like quick, just something to get to people? Like, you feel me? It just kind of depends as far as that.
What tools and programs do you use to produce your music? I noticed you use I think GarageBand, but what other tools like microphones, pop filters, or like mixers, etc.? That or any specifics?
Well, I record in Logic actually, but
my bad. Gary Jr. records in Logic.
No, it's good. Nah, but I record in Logic. I mean, I recorded in Pro Tools before too, but like usually like my main thing is like Logic, because I actually started on GarageBand, so it's like GarageBand on steroids. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of like adapted to that. But so yeah, I record on that. Like as far as beats, I use Machine. I've made a beat in Logic. It wasn't so hot, but you feel me? I'm learning. It's just most of the time we come to a studio anyway, so it's just really what they have. And then like I just got my own like travel setup.
How did you come up with the name Gary Jr.? I know your full name. Were there any other names you're thinking about besides Gary Jr. at the time?
Jeezy. I was Jeezy. That was my whole thing, Jeezy. But you feel me? It's Young Jeezy out, and that's like, why would I try and be Jeezy when you got Young Jeezy and he is where he at? Yeah. And then like one time I was with my pops, like, and I think I was at church with my pops or something, and then one of the ladies at church like, Gary Jr. And I'm looking at her like, you don't know me, like you calling me Gary Jr. Like who calls me that? Mm-hmm. And then like I just thought about it, like, yeah, nobody really called me that, and that's, you feel me, it's my name in a sense, so it's like I could just run with that. And then I ran with it. It's like more clean cut. It's not so like Young or Lil, or even it's just my name, Gary Jr.
I know in high school you were a senior, I was a freshman at the time. You had a very creative mind, and you still do, trying to make connections, making videos, and doing bigger things now. But besides making music, what else are you doing? I know you have you have another job, but what else are you doing with your life?
When I'm not making music, I ain't gonna lie, it's crazy, but like I be training dogs. Like I don't know, my uncle, he like breeds dogs, like real working dogs, and I don't know, I just help him kind of train, and it's like it's another outlet for me. It just kind of like it helps me better myself and like focus my mind, because you gotta control the dog, and the dog has to be under your control, so you gotta like focus more on yourself, and then the dog just kind of follow you and like stuff like that.
Also, when I first met you, use the hashtag impeccable. What does impeccable mean, and how did that come about?
Impeccable, it was just me and my boy DP. Like, you feel me? We was just chilling one day. I don't know, I think it was like when we used to be like smoking on the balcony and shit, but just chopping it up, and then we was just thinking of brands, and like I don't know, we just always been hella creative, since we was young, because we always just been into fashion and stuff. But feel me? He had just came up with like the word impeccable, and I'm just like, man. Then we looked it up, like, man, ooh, yeah, we gotta rock with that. Like, you feel me? And it's just like one word, just, you know what I'm saying? And it just means so much. And like to me, impeccable just mean like, you doing your thing. You been on a run. You know what I'm saying? You hot. You go through things, but you feel me? You finally reached a point to where it's just like all the stuff that I've been through, like it's what got me here, and now I'm impeccable. Like can't nobody stop me, can't nobody touch me. I'm doing my thing. Like it's nothing much you could do. You can't make me mad. I'm positive. Like I'm feeling impeccable right now. Yeah. So I just kind of rock with that, and that's just how I live.
I've seen some of your posted with junior videos. Do you have a set group of friends that you rock with specifically from high school? I mean, I personally don't know them like that, but I was teammates with some of them at the time in specific sports. But do you have like a set group that you still rock with?
Yeah, it's just, you feel me, it's my set group of folks, like at school at least, like, you feel me, I was always with DP, Dan, Cam all the time, you feel me, that was pretty much it. And then, everybody else kind of, they mess with me, and I just showed love how they showed me love, just did it like that. And then, you feel me, like nowadays it's the same group of people. You feel me, my boy JR, you feel me, my partner Bruce, he used to go to the high. Lil Zay, like, you feel me, all them, like, you feel me, just kind of like everybody I grew up with in my neighborhood. We played either sports together or, you know, we did something together, like went to school, whatever the case is. Just my close group of friends. Other than that, I don't really mess with too many people.
On top of that, you have a wide variety of an ear. But yeah, when you first listen to beats, what is the first thing you hear?
I just hear the feeling, like, when I hear the beat, like, you feel me, I don't necessarily, like, just zoom into the sounds just yet. I just kind of get the feel, and, like, it depends on how it make me feel. Feel like if it matches how I feel at the time, like, if it's something that come on and I'm, like, kind of confused and frustrated, and then when the beat come on, it give me that, like, confused, frustrated feeling, and it's like, oh, yeah, it's a connection. But if the beat is kind of, like, super joyful and I'm super mad, like, you feel me, it's just not gonna connect, and I'm just gonna, like, all right, skip it. And then once I get that feeling, then I kind of dig into the sounds, like, okay, well, yep, and then I'll just figure out how I can spin my words off certain sounds and the swings of the beat and just use it like that. And that's just really how I rock. And then if it's like a melody on it, then, you feel me, I just kind of like get the hook, like, all right, let me mumble something. And then once I mumble it out, get to the mic, spit some shit, and then it's just like, oh, okay, and just flow, and then the verse just come like natural.
Okay. Now, working with Connections, can you talk about working with, I believe you told me yesterday, N8?
Oh, yep, N8, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I had, it was crazy because it was weird how I set up. Twan actually set that up for me. Yeah, he just like was like, yeah, we gonna get you on the studio, and then we just got in the studio, and then I had heard the beat, and I instantly came up with a hook. I'm like, yep, and then the verse kind of like followed right after, and then I think he had came like maybe like right when I was doing the verse or something like that, and then like probably like as soon as I was done, he listened to it a couple times, boop, came up with some gas. And I'm like, man, like usually when you rap with people, well, nowadays at least, it's not really challenging. It's just kind of like they just kind of flow and do whatever. But like he actually kind of challenged me. I'm like, oh, like, you feel me? I'm like, man, and I was just like, yeah, we gotta work for sure.
I know you have a song with Slimmy B with Back. Can you talk about working with Slimmy B of SOBRBE?
Slimmy B, that's Brody. I ain't gonna lie, like, I've been on him for a minute, but like that one, it just came through. Like, honestly, like I was doing music like before he even started doing music. Like, for me, he used to be hooping, dunking on people, crazy stuff like that. Seeing him just do music, cause he always used to be rapping. Don't get me wrong, but for me, joke around, and just to see him do it, and then just reach the platform that he reaching, and like just see where he going with it, it's like, it's crazy. And then I, you feel me, just tapped in, like, bro, what's up, I need you on it, you feel me? Like, it's good. He came through, laid it, put him out, and everybody was fucking with it.
And lastly, can you talk about your friendship with BJ Cooper, B Gigs?
B Gigs, that's family right there, man. Like, I don't know, B Gigs, we got so many crazy stories. We went on a tour, you feel me? You know about the Rise tour, you feel me? But, you know what I'm saying? I just did heck of little stuff with B Gigs, you feel me? That's bro, like, you feel me? You know, our schedules don't, you feel me, cross paths all the time, because, you know, he busy doing his thing and I do what I do. But, you know, when we link up, it's always easy, finger roll.
We got like 10 more questions now. This is more deeper questions. Do you feel like people of color or you artists are safe in Vallejo? And do you use music as an outlet to, you know, get out of the so-called ghetto?
I feel safe. I mean, that's my home, you feel me? I mean, there's stuff going on, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, if you know what you know and you do what you do, and you know what you're doing is the right thing, and you know what I'm saying, you pure in what you're doing, then, feel me, you don't really have to worry about too much. But, you know, it's just, I don't know, it's just things is different. Like, you feel me, the younger generation's a little crazier than we was when we was younger, but, you know what I'm saying, you just kind of adapt to it. I don't feel like, oh, stepping outside is sick, but being home is like, it's kind of depressing. Like, you feel me, I like to get away. That's why I like going places like, hey, let's go here, go to LA, go, man, you want to do it, let's do it. We can get there, just, you know, to get away. But you feel me, you know, home is always home.
Can you specifically describe a moment in your life that explains the quote, life is a struggle, or the odds are against me?
I'm gonna say one, it's just because we got running with the police. It was maybe like 12th grade. I was with DP, we was just chilling in the car, we was smoking some girls, you feel me? And then next thing I know, we like laid back in the whip, and then I just seen like a bright light, and I just knew like it was the police. It wasn't the colors, it was just that beam. And I'm like, oh my God, like, man, we got some weed on us, they finna take our weed, they finna arrest us. So you feel me, they knocking on the window with a gun. So I'm thinking we getting shot. That's all I'm thinking, like, man. And then like everything go through, you feel me? Like whatever the case is, he took my weed, made DP stump it out or whatever, blah blah blah. And then I was just like, man, like why did they just come do that? You feel me? Like they just came. We in a good neighborhood. We in East Vallejo. It's good in East Vallejo. Came, blurped us, did all that extra, had the gun on the window. Like man, it was just crazy. And I was just like, man, like that's when I knew I was just like, I just gotta watch what I do and just more careful and just do what I gotta do and stop bullshit.
All right, on top of that, if you would like to, can you specifically describe a moment that helped make you become who you are today?
Life changing, most recently, my pops passed away at the end of the year last year. And then I lost my grandma not too long ago. But I mean, at the end of the day, it just kind of woke me up to reality. Like, you feel me? I was still a kid, and then like it just kind of woke me up. Like things real. Like, you feel me? Life happens, life, death. That's all that's real. And it just kind of woke me up to that. And I just seen everything for what it is. And now I'm just more mature in my mind. Just like I said, like I'm just the way I move is different. The way I think is a lot different than when I was like in high school and shit. So I don't know. I just been securing the bag really. And that's all I could do. You feel me? Stay out the way, secure my bag, and be gone.
Thanks for answering those questions. We're back to the regular questions now. What was the experience of your first performance?
Was that Fairfield? Yeah, Fairfield. Was that? Oh, that was Zay vs. Stem. Shout out to Zay vs. Stem too for that. But he put me on one of the shows like Zay vs. Stem, me, Cousin Feek, Neff came through. It was some other performances too. I can't think of the name right now, but it was cracking though. I ain't gonna lie, I got on stage though, and you feel me? I had this little rap that I've been having since like 8th grade, and I just got on there, spit it a cappella, and they like looking like, you feel me? It's not hella people there, but it's, you feel me, enough to get their attention. And they just like looking like, okay, and I'm like, yeah, all right, I got them. And I just had to play the songs, and then the songs I had at that time was like 2-3 Zone. I don't know if y'all heard that one. 2-3 Zone, Me. I don't even remember the other song, but them two alone, like, you feel me, just had it yanking. And then it was just like after my performance, it was kind of like whatever. But like just to see that them people was rocking to them songs when I performed it, it was just like, oh yeah, I could do this. And then now when I have shows, it's like it's easy. I just know like I'm finna just come out and just speak my life real quick to these people and go home. Like I don't know, like the first show though, that shit just kind of opened my eyes to what's at stake and what I could get. Which
Bay Area artist do you wish to work with, or an artist you see yourself working with?
I don't gotta collab with Neff. I mean, if that come through, I could do some shit like that. I've been in the studio with him a couple times, but we never collab. Trying to think who else in the Bay that I collab with. Collaborate. Oh yeah. I like collaborate hard.
This could be Dead or Alive also.
Dead or Alive, I'll have Dre for surely, you feel me? But, you know, outside of the Bay Area though, I feel like collab-wise, I for surely want to do them like Nipsey Go Crazy, Travis Scott. I love Travis Scott. Of course, Ye. I don't even really want a Ye feature. I just want them to just executive produce like a whole album for me. Like, you feel me? 12 songs, all executive produced by Ye.
Our last two questions. What advice can you give to other artists that want to start making music?
Be yourself. Stay original. Do not, I repeat, do not try to sound like the next man. Just do your own thing. Vibe how you vibe. And you'll be smooth if you actually got talent. And if you don't, you feel me, just work on it. You feel me? Everything comes and goes. So just be yourself and you'll get your shine.
And where can people find you on social media?
Instagram at Gary Jr. Jr. spelled out Gary Jr. 3 underscores, you feel me? But if you type in Spike G Real, that's my old Instagram. If you type that in on the gram, you'll still get me on the gram. But it's Gary Jr. 3 underscores. And then my Twitter is still Spike G Real, Spike Geereal. You feel me? I gotta keep that. Feel me? That's that front row shit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, find me on there, YouTube, Gary Jr. Look me up. I got videos, vlogs, all that type of stuff on there. But yeah, you feel me? Follow me on all that. You feel me? Stay updated. You feel me? We got new music coming within the next few weeks.
And while we're at it, you want to shout out anybody?
I just want to shout out my whole squad. Impeccable. Y'all know who y'all is. I'm not even going, you know what I'm saying? Individualize, if that's even a word. I'm not gonna separate, you feel me? Shout out my whole squad, you feel me? Everybody that's been rocking with me, everybody that just started rocking with me is good, you feel me? We gonna have fun. It's impeccable.
All right, y'all, make sure to watch out for Gary Jr.'s new music coming soon. Make sure to turn those notifications on. But in the meantime, watch out for Pedestrians, all on Gary Jr.'s channel. And thanks, man, for everything. Really appreciate the
It's all
opportunity.
good, yeah, man. Hey, I want to shout out to my boy DJ Riz for having me, you feel me, with the interview, you know what I'm saying? I let him come through, see what it is like in the lab. You know, he got a couple sneak previews that y'all might not ever hear, or, you know, y'all might hear soon, you feel me? You never know, but I just want to thank him for giving me the opportunity too, man. It's all love.
Right on, y'all. All right, we'll see y'all later.
Yeah,
I'll cut that.
we out
for
here.
sure. Yeah.
We're just doing good now. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. We're just doing good now. That's all I'm gonna say. Niggas damn near gotta just start dropping singles. Like, niggas got projects, but you feel me? You just drop singles. This shit is like, oh, yeah.
Hey, bitch, I need it all. Don't ask no questions. Going with my first mind. I don't never second guess shit. Quarterback and shit. Peyton Brady, but I'm like Vic. Accuracy.